Hey everyone, Doug A798 here. It's time to review what I consider to be one of the most underrated, another underrated cartoon, and one of my favorite cartoons from the 90s, and that is Mortal Kombat Defenders of Earthrealm. I am a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. I love the video games, well, at least Mortal Kombat 1 through 8. I also enjoyed the spin offs, Shaolin Monks and Mortal Kombat Sub Zero. Mortal Kombat 9. I think that game is overrated, but I enjoyed some things about that game. I loved Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. That was an awesome game for the 7th generation, and I love the first two Mortal Kombat movies and the live action series which came after this in '99. But right now I'm here to talk about the cartoon. I love this cartoon. A lot of Mortal Kombat fans didn't like this cartoon because it was toned down. But this cartoon, in my opinion, was awesome. It improved, in my opinion, where the movies and even the games fell. Since the video games focus more on gameplay, the story is all over the place and it's just terrible and just not memorable. Um um and the movies, well, due to their budgets, and once again, due to their budgets, and the more focus on fighting, there wasn't much storytelling in those movies. So lots of people, unless you played the games, lots of people didn't know the characters or know really what was going on, and probably just thought the story was too simplistic, especially in the first Mortal Kombat movie. This show, of course, like I said, is loosely based on the Mortal Kombat games and is loosely based on Mortal Kombat 3. As you can see in the picture here, the characters have their Mortal Kombat 3 character designs, and the television show is a sequel to the very, very first Mortal Kombat movie. Like I was saying, going back to what I was saying about the games and stuff not really having good stories, this cartoon series and the live action television series Conquest that came 3 years after this series, in my opinion, due to the fact the writers got to do what they want with the Mortal Kombat franchise, and due to the fact they had episodes to establish the characters, this show, despite its budget, had great animation. This show had great animation despite its budget. The obvious budget issues come in when you see the characters walking and running. When you see the characters walking and running, it is hilarious. But this show had good animation, awesome fight choreography despite being toned down, and the show, while being corny and cheesy at times, had strong, corny, cheesy, and campy at times, had strong writing and characterization. It sucks this show was canceled only after 13 episodes because USA decided to get rid of their cartoon block. The show centers around Raiden. Leading a group of combatants: Liu Kang, Kitana, Jax, Sonya, Nightwolf, and Sub-Zero, who joins them in the first episode against the forces of Outworld led by Shao Kahn. Once again, it is a sequel to the Mortal Kombat movies. So in this show, Shang Tsung is dead, even though he is resurrected at the end of the series. Kano is also dead, even though he's also resurrected at the end of the series. And Goro doesn't appear because he died in the first movie. Reptile also doesn't appear, but someone like him appears in this series. And for some odd reason, Baraka, a guy named Cobra, which is Baraka spelled differently, backwards, appears in this show instead of Baraka. Also, another notable thing about this show was the very first appearance of the character Quan Chi, who was a boss character in Mortal Kombat 4. And despite being corny despite being corny and cheesy and campy, the show is hilariously awesome. It's also while being it also has some of that so bad it's good camp value, and the show is quite dark. The show is quite dark at times. Shao Kahn still has his intimidating presence here. Scorpion, while he was a little bit cheesy, he was awesome. I call upon the spirits of the honored dead. He was awesome, and then it was also hilariously bad when he with Scorpion. It is in the episode he appeared in when he did his "Get Over Here." It was hilarious. It was one of the most awkward, hilarious "Get Over Here's" I've ever heard. Get over here. It was hilarious, and also Rain. He got to appear in this series. Actually, the Rain who appears in this series is my favorite incarnation of Rain. He was unmasked and had spiky hair, and I think in this series was originally a good guy and a fellow Edenian with Kitana, but betrayed them. Ermac appears in this series with a completely different origin, Sector and Cyrax, human forms are shown for the first time here, except Cyrax is shown as Asian, and Sector is shown to be black, even though in Mortal Kombat 9 it was the other way around. Cyrax was black and Sector was shown to be Asian. Smoke appears in this series in a big role where he actually is programmed to kill Sub-Zero but saves him. It was just an awesome show, and it sucks it got canceled. They were even talking about a Mortal Kombat Street Fighter crossover. This cartoon is a combination of the X-Men animated series and pretty much the entire Marvel universe, G.I. Joe first, and the DC animated universe. The characters, just like the G.I. Joe and X-Men, they have a special hideout in Justice League. They have a special hideout, which I think is the Combat Cave here, and they have all kinds of technology provided by Nightwolf, who is pretty much the man-at-arms, and Panthro in this series, the tech guy, the guy who makes all the weapons and stuff they use. They fly all over the world, they fly all over the world when they get notifications from Raidens about certain things happening. They enter portals. It was just such an epic, hilariously cheesy, awesome show. And Screw Attack, they rated this. I hated them. They rated this as one of the many reasons where Mortal Kombat went wrong. This show was awesome. A lot of people don't like this show because there wasn't no blood and guts. Man, there's only so many ways you can kill someone in a Mortal Kombat game before it gets old and repetitive. The gameplay, the fatalities and stuff were freaking awesome earlier on, but it was the awesome gameplay and the large and compelling cast of characters that made Mortal Kombat awesome, in my opinion, and that was seen here. Only thing I don't like about this, if I had to say one thing I don't like about this series is that the liberties it takes with the game. That's once again in the Mortal Kombat movie universe and this universe, which is this universe is based on, the character Scorpion is shown to be pure evil in contrast to his neutral alignment in the games. Here he was shown to be pure evil and had a completely different origin and backstory than the games. In the games he is shown to be neutral and is almost an anti-hero because all of his actions usually benefit the heroes. But yeah. And the fact that one of the problems that the show ended and what's his name? The show is on YouTube and another website, but it sucks it was never really released on DVD and hasn't been touched or tried to be remade again. But yeah, this was an awesome, underrated, awesome video game cartoon. All right, dug out. I may talk about my favorite episodes and moments from the show later.